Hi, I'm Ellie, and I'm here to show you just how easy it is to make your own preserved lemons. So I've got lemons that I'm starting with, preferably unwaxed and organic, because you're eating the peel, and I have non-iodized salt. And this recipe is really fast. It takes about 2 minutes of active time, and then about a month to wait before you can enjoy them. So we'll start by just chopping off the little ends of each one and quartering the lemons. So I know that if you look up traditional recipes for preserved lemons, they will have you quarter them not all the way. They'll quarter them most of the way down and leave just like a little bit together so that you pack the salt into them. I'm here to tell you that the microbes cannot tell the difference between 95% quartered and 100% quartered, and it's a heck of a lot easier to get the lemons in the jar if you're quartering them all the way. So the ratio lemons to salt to use is 1 tablespoon of salt per lemon, but it's pretty forgiving. More salt than that is okay. I've only had them mold on me once, and I've made probably dozens of batches. So if you think it's going to be a little extra hot or your lemons aren't that juicy and it's not getting covered, then you could add a little bit more, but that's really it. So here we go. Quartered lemons, salt. We're going to start shoving them in the jar. So we've got 1 lemon worth in there. You can shove them down. I just use my hands. It's all good. We'll take 1 tablespoon here. Sprinkle it on. I'm putting a little extra because I'm using kosher salt, which is less dense than what this recipe was originally designed for. Putting in another lemon, squishing it down. You want the juice to cover. You can do this with a spoon or with a muddler if you don't want to get your hands into it or you haven't washed your hands recently. But the salt and the lemon are pretty, the acidity and the salt make this a pretty safe ferment. You're not going to get anything too weird growing in here. So just keep shoving them in. And you'll see that the lemon juice is coming up over the lemon rinds, and that's what we're looking for. Because at the end we're hoping to have this entirely full with lemon juice covering over the top, and I think we're just going to make it in this jar. I might actually even not include this last slice because I don't think it's going to fit. So once we've got everything shoved into the jar, we put a lid on it. I'm using a fermenting lid. You don't have to. I would use a plastic lid and not a metal lid because the acidity of the lemon juice will corrode the metal and then you'll get a metallic off taste and you don't want that. But that's it. We're done. That was all the active time. So I'm going to let these lemons sit at room temperature on my shelf for about a month and you'll start to see changes. So if you come a little closer, you can see that now that these are packed in here, you can see the salt is granular here. That'll dissolve over about a week or so, and you'll start to see this softening. You can also see that the rind, or the pith on the rind, is still opaque. I've got some that are completed here, and these have been sitting and fermenting for about 6 weeks. And you can see that the salt has all dissolved. The rind has gotten translucent rather than opaque on these lemon quarters, and the juice has thickened. And if we take a look at this, you can see these are nice and, can you see that? They're nice and soft. And you can see the thickness of that liquid now. So that's really salty and really tangy, but it's more than what we just put into this jar. The time marinating and fermenting together gives it this really complex and subtle flavor, which I like to add to, well, pretty much anything if you ask people who live with me, but my favorite things to put it on are fish and chicken. I'll put it in salad dressings. It's really good with cooked greens, just like sauteed up kale with garlic fried in oil, a little bit of chopped up preserved lemon, and a sprinkle of chili flakes. Incredible side dish. Do that with broccoli too. It's great. With chicken, I'll do a Moroccan chicken dish with preserved lemon, a bunch of warming spices, chicken thighs or hunks of chicken, something bone-in that you can stew for a long time, onions and carrots, and those will caramelize in for a while, and then whole green olives. Braise it for a long time and serve it with something starchy. It's really good. So you can also substitute these then in any recipe that you find that you want to use preserved lemons for. And I also understand that you can make a sort of a salty lemonade drink out of it that's really refreshing. I haven't tried that myself, but that might be the next thing that I try. So give it a try. If you have any questions, put them in the comments, and I hope you have a great time making preserved lemons.